Welcome to Mosaic Arts Online and The Power of One, which is my workshop. I am Kelley Knickerbocker, and I have wanted for so long to do a workshop on sort of materials analysis. And I was working on a piece a few weeks ago, and I built this piece out of one material, and I realized, wow, that would be an awesome workshop to go through. Like we've gone through 8 materials, and we have changed them and explored them and done all kinds of things with them to make them fresh and new and exciting. And that's what I'm going to be sharing with you. So the thing to remember about the power of one is that every material has about 10 lives. If you know how to look for them, if you know how to analyze them, you're going to figure out how to make, anywhere from 5 to 10 materials from your one material. And how we do that is how we design the mosaic for the material. So design plays a part in how the materials look. And then also we have cutting, how we cut them. We're going to cut each material in many different ways to figure out what it has to offer us. It has a back, it has a front, it has an inside, and then the way we cut it, we can exploit all of those aspects. And there are more too. There are more ways that we can exploit as we cut. And then what mortar do we use? Right? That's another thing. Oh, so that's a given that we're setting directly into mortar in this workshop. And as you can see, we have a lot of fun with colored mortar. And so mortar has to do with how your material looks. So we're going to explore that. And then how we set the material. Okay? So far it's design, cutting, mortar, and setting that can affect how our materials look. So when we set, do we set just flat? Do we tip? Do we do other things to our setting? Do we set it in a straight andamento? Do we set it in a curved andamento? So there's many things that you can do with setting to make a material look, a couple of different ways. All right, so you can see that these are some pretty ordinary materials, and yet we have created, we've used the back, we've used the front, and we've chopped them up in different ways and put them in colored mortar and designed specifically for that material. And so we have really stretched what these materials can do. And that I'm just so excited by that. That is just something I really get a big kick out of. And finally, we talk about altering the materials themselves. So do we chop into them? Do we expose their centers? Do we recolor them? Do we deglaze them? There's so many ways we can distress and change the appearance of the material itself before we even cut it or set it or place it into mortar. So these are all of the things we're going to explore with 8 different materials, and we're going to create all these beautiful mosaics as we go, as we do all these things to the materials, and then we're going to create mosaic out of them. So I'm super excited to share this with you. It's so close to my heart, and I can't wait to see what you do with it. So let's go.
Kelley, thank you so much for coming back to Mosaic Arts Online. You have brought another stellar course, and I can't believe what you are going to teach these students and what you are capable of doing with one material.
Oh, thank you, Tammy. It's always a pleasure to come back and do more. And this one is, it's so special to me because it's about inventiveness, and It's about exploration, and it's about newness and reinventing things we already know, materials we already know, and that we think of as, oh my gosh, they've been done to death. But no. But wait, there's more.
But there is always.
There's more.
But you're taking something like these simple flat penny rounds, like you mentioned in the intro, or the flat blue, and nothing is flat anymore.
No, nothing is flat.
Plain anymore.
No.
Who is this? Where does this come from? And how do you make these so magical?
Yeah, check this out. So this mosaic here, this is just made out of this one material, just these penny rounds, right? And so we're going to go into all of the things that make that exciting again, right? And so my hope is that, we're going to deal with 8 different materials here. But my hope is that the thought process that then can be applied, like you can apply this to any material. If you can think into the material, like what is possible. So I'm giving you just the jumping off place to think and to look at a material and sort of click, 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 click. I see possibility this, possibility that. That's what I'm hoping. That's how my mind works, that I just look at a material and I start to deconstruct it. Because like millefiori, we're so used to seeing it. It's round. It's always used round and it's got flowers or geometrics or whatever. But anyway, it always is what it is, right?
And all of these are until you get a hold of them.
Yeah. But man, when you chop up millefiori and you see the complexity of the inside, oh my gosh, you may never use it just plain again. Although mixing the just plain with the reinvented or the difference.
Where is it? This one.
Yeah. So it's the plain Sitges tiles, but they do a little bit of undulation. They spread out a little bit. We've chopped them up. So there are many ways. So like I think of it as like every material has 9 lives, at least if you can think of them. So it's just, I feel like it's my job to just get you started thinking.
Yes.
Because you're going to think of more. The students are going to think of more, which is yay, great.
So it's good to think of these kind of as like sample boards.
Totally.
These are just an exploration and where you could go with them in a bigger substrate, in partially maybe just like you said before, a background.
Right,
or something
absolutely.
around a focal point or an image.
Yeah, or just a section of mosaic.
Exactly.
Like it's not like you have to make a mosaic out of just one material.
Exactly.
So we're in here we are making a mosaic out of each material. But when you think of it, as a background behind other design elements, or just as a, when you're using many materials in a mosaic, but this section is this type of material, it could look like 6 different materials in that section.
And let's talk about the gradient of the mortar.
Oh,
so
fun.
Don't be afraid of mortar. Let mortar be your friend, because Kelley will take you to new heights with your mortar. And I promise, just keep a wet rag by your fingers and you two will be okay when it gets a little messy.
It's so much fun. It's really fun. And I am not a colorist by any means. As you know, if you've seen any of my work, you know that I am not a color fiend. But this was so much fun.
Yes.
And I mean, like Aaron, Pankratz, and Annabella, we were, they are the masters of the colored mortar.
Yes.
I am just kind of hacking it here, and I'm showing you how to kind of hack it as we go. So in a small mosaic, in each one of these, there's a 3-color mortar gradient. We go from light to dark or dark to light, and I show you how to do that just all in one mosaic, all one little cup of mortar. We're not even switching mortars. We're doing it right on the fly in the cup. And it's crazy, but it's super fun. And it was my lazy hack way of, using 3 colors of mortar when I'm used to like not using any.
That's right.
Any color. So
it's kind of the power of 2. You get the power of 1 of the material and the power of 2 of Kelley's talents in showing you her version of coloring mortar.
Yeah.
So I cannot thank you enough for bringing this to Mosaic Arts Online and our students, and you're all in for a huge treat once again with Kelley Knickerbocker.
Thanks, Tammy.
You bet.